Hi, welcome to day 31 of 60 Days of Inspiration with Kathleen Gonzalez, and we are studying Living the Sacred Yes, Affirmations for Action by the Reverend Deborah L. Johnson, and thanks to Rev Deb for allowing us to use her book. And today's reading, My Relationship with the Divine. Cultivating my relationship with the divine is among my highest priorities every day. I continually reaffirm my innate goodness and allow myself to naturally gravitate towards restoration and balance. I maintain a lifestyle that supports healing and spiritual transformation. I convert all conditions into opportunities to practice the presence of God. I remember that my inner being can never be hurt, harmed, or injured. I reward myself for shifts in my perception more than I criticize myself for being where I am. I'm at peace with my journey and patient with the process of living. I appreciate this because I feel like we're getting a break here. So my relationship with the divine, cultivating my relationship with the divine is among my highest priorities every day. So it's really about cultivating is growing. It's what you do with plants to make sure they grow properly. You give them the right dirt, you give them the right everything they need, you get rid of any weeds that might interfere, you take care of them. And making that my relationship with the divine my highest priority every day. I continually reaffirm my innate goodness and allow myself to naturally gravitate towards restoration and balance. So it's saying that that's our natural state, is being innately good. Innately good. That's like what we are, innately good. And we naturally would be, in a state of restoration and balance. And so we understand that there's an effort or it takes energy to be a human on this planet, and that there's a way that we naturally are able to restore ourselves and balance that with our divinity. And so it's just a reminder that that's available to us, and that is, I don't know what you call, like, part of the operating manual, recommended practice, something like that, best practices. I maintain a lifestyle that supports healing and spiritual transformation. So what would be in a lifestyle that supports healing and spiritual transformation? For me, I think it's remembering to get enough sleep. And actually this daily practice of looking at my life from a perspective like the one we're using, meditating, and it's kind of, how they say you're the sum of the 5 people you hang out with. And so, like, who do we hang out with? What programs do we watch? What do we give our brain over to when we go into social media? Who do we hang out with? Not just in person, which is hard right now, but also in the media, in social media, the books that we read, the time that we spend in our day. Like, what are we thinking about during the day? Do we pay attention to our thoughts? They say we have, 80,000 thoughts, and 90% of them are the same ones every day, which could be a good thing if they're good thoughts, but not so good if they're not. And it's tough right now because there are a lot of negative, scary, fear-mongering thoughts out there. And it really is taking us much more effort to be upbeat and positive and inquiring and making something good out of this mess that we're in right now. Yeah. I convert all conditions into opportunities to practice the presence of God. So this opportunity of our staycation, our sheltering in place, our now reaching out and going out into the world and making it, practicing the presence of God in all of this. I remember that my inner being can never be hurt, harmed, or injured. It's like God is God, right? You can't hurt God. You just can't, I reward myself for shifts in my perception more than I criticize myself for being where I am. So it's not about self-judgment. It's not about comparing. It's really about this continuous practice. Remembering, and going, oh, great, I remembered today, right? I remembered today. If you're watching this, you remembered today, which is awesome. And, that it's really about shifting our perception when we forget who we are. And then, we need to remember. And it's just like when we do remember, our perception shift. If we truly remember that we can never be hurt, harmed, or injured, then we don't go into fear. We don't take things personally. We can be in the grace of God, right? And enjoy that and enjoy being divine, the divinity within. I am at peace, right? With my journey and patient with the process of living. So that's what happens when we remember. We're at peace with our journey and patient with the process of living, and actually maybe even enjoying the process of living and exploring that and being excited by that and inspired by that and inspired by each other, inspiring each other to be inspired, right? So thank you so much. And who can you inspire, and how inspired can you be? Thank you. Bye.